Picture this, a rainy night in a bustling city, the kind where the neon lights blur into the puddles on the asphalt, and a lone taxi driver cruises through the streets. Just another shift, just another fare. But then she steps into his cab, a passenger like no other, with a smile that hides 1,000 secrets and eyes that seem to carry the weight of a story untold. And here's the kicker. She never leaves. Not just the cab, but his life, his mind, maybe even his soul. What's her deal? Why does she stay? And what's the mystery tying this ordinary taxi driver to this enigmatic woman, who seems to know more than she's letting on? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, I'm gonna unravel every twist, every secret, and every heart-pounding moment of this tale that's got the internet buzzing with keywords like mystery, love story, urban legend, and unforgettable encounter. You're not just watching a story, you're stepping into a world where every choice, every glance, every word could change everything. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into He Was the Taxi Driver. She was the passenger who never left. You ever wonder what it's like to cross paths with someone who changes your life in ways you never saw coming? I mean, think about it. You're going about your day, maybe you're stuck in traffic or grabbing coffee, and then bam! Someone walks in, and suddenly your whole world tilts. That's exactly what happens to our guy, Jack, a taxi driver in his late 30s, living in a city that never sleeps. Jack's your everyday guy, works hard, keeps to himself, maybe dreams of something bigger but never quite chases it. He's got that rugged charm, you know, the kind of guy who's seen it all but still cracks a joke to make you feel at ease. His cab's his kingdom. Leather seats worn from years of fares, a dashboard littered with coffee cups and a playlist of classic rock that's seen him through too many late nights. But Jack's life? It's predictable. Drop-offs, pickups, rinse, repeat. Until her. Her name's Lily, and when she slides into the back seat of his cab on that stormy night, everything changes. She's not just a passenger, she's a puzzle, a spark, a mystery wrapped in a trench coat with a voice that's soft but sharp, like she's holding back a storm of her own. She asks for a ride to nowhere specific, just drive. And Jack, well, he's intrigued. Who is this woman? Why is she here? And why does it feel like she's not just riding in his cab but steering his life somewhere he never planned to go? You're probably wondering the same thing right now, aren't you? Don't worry, I'm gonna give you the answers, but you gotta stick with me, because this story's got layers, and every layer's gonna pull you in deeper. Now, let's talk about you for a second. Yeah, you, sitting there, maybe with your phone in hand or your laptop propped up, searching for something to spark your curiosity. You're here because you love a good story, right? The kind that makes your heart race, keeps you guessing, maybe even makes you feel something you didn't expect. I get it. I'm just like you. I'm obsessed with stories that twist and turn, that make you lean in and whisper, what happens next? That's why I'm telling you Jack and Lily's story. It's not just about a taxi ride. It's about connection, fate, and those moments in life that feel like they were meant to happen. You've had those moments, haven't you? Maybe it was a random conversation with a stranger, a glance across a crowded room, or a decision that felt small but changed everything. This story's gonna hit you right there, in that place where you feel the magic of what could be. And I promise, I'm not gonna waste your time. Every second of this video is building towards something big, something that's gonna make you glad you clicked. So let's set the scene a bit more, pull you into Jack and Lily's world, and I swear by the end of this intro, you're gonna be hooked, wondering how a simple taxi ride turned into a tale that's trending across YouTube for drama, suspense, and emotional roller coaster. Picture Jack City. It's New York, Chicago, maybe LA. Someplace alive with energy, where dreams and heartbreak share the same streets. The kind of place where you can be surrounded by people but still feel alone. Jack's been driving these streets for years, picking up every kind of passenger. Tourists, suits, dreamers, drunks. He's heard it all. Life stories, confessions, arguments. But Lily? She's different. When she gets in, the air shifts. She's got this quiet intensity, like she's carrying a secret she's dying to tell but can't. Her hair's damp from the rain, her coat's a little too big, and she's clutching a small worn notebook like it's her lifeline. Jack tries to make small talk, asks where she's headed, cracks a joke about the weather, but she just smiles, a smile that's equal parts warm and guarded, and says, "Keep driving, Jack. I'll know when we get there." Wait, hold up. How does she know his name? He didn't tell her. His name tag's tucked away in the glove compartment. That's the first clue something's off, and it's the moment Jack's curiosity turns into something more. Something like fascination, maybe even obsession. You feel that too, don't you? That itch to know more, to figure out what's going on. That's what this story does. It pulls you in, makes you feel like you're riding shotgun, watching this unfold in real time. You're not just a viewer, you're part of this journey, and I'm gonna make sure you get every piece of this puzzle. Let's talk about why this story matters. It's not just about Jack and Lily. It's about the questions we all ask ourselves. What happens when you meet someone who sees you, really sees you, in a way no one else ever has? What do you do when your life, so carefully planned, gets thrown off course by a single moment? That's what's at stake here. Jack's not just driving a cab. He's driving toward a truth he didn't know he needed. And Lily? She's not just a passenger. She's a catalyst, a mystery that's gonna force Jack to confront things he's been running from. Maybe his past, maybe his fears, maybe even his heart. This story's got it all. Intrigue, romance, mystery, and that can't-look-away vibe that's blowing up on YouTube right now. But here's the thing. I'm not gonna spoon-feed you every detail yet. I want you to feel the weight of this moment, to imagine yourself in that cab, the rain drumming on the roof, the city lights flickering past, and Lily's voice breaking the silence with words that hit like a lightning bolt. You're invested now, aren't you? You're wondering what she says next, what Jack does, and why this ride feels like it's headed somewhere bigger than either of them expected. Good. That's exactly where I want you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, this sounds juicy, but where's it going? What's the big reveal? I hear you, and I'm not gonna leave you hanging. This story's got twists that'll make your jaw drop, moments that'll make you laugh, and scenes that might just bring a tear to your eye. But to get there, you gotta trust me. You gotta stay with me through every turn, every revelation, because I promise, the answers are worth it. Jack and Lily's story isn't just a ride. It's a journey into the heart of what makes us human. Connection, secrets, and the courage to face the unknown. And just when you think you've got it figured out, something's gonna happen that'll flip everything upside down. So here's my deal with you. Keep watching, and I'll show you why this taxi ride becomes the talk of the town, why Lily's not
just a passenger, and why Jack's life will never be the same. You ready for this? Because right as Jack's about to ask Lily how she knows his name, she leans forward, her eyes locking with his in the rearview mirror, and says something that stops his heart cold, a single sentence that changes everything. What does she say? Oh, you're gonna have to stick around to find out. All right, you're still with me, and I'm thrilled, because we're about to dive deeper into the heart of this story, right where we left off, with Lily's eyes burning into Jack's through the rearview mirror, her words hanging in the air like a storm cloud ready to burst. The rain's pounding harder now, the city a blur of lights and shadows, and Jack's heart is racing as he tries to process what she just said. You don't remember me, do you, Jack? It's not just the words, it's the way she says them, like she's peeling back a layer of his life he didn't even know was there. His mind's spinning, searching for a memory, a face, anything to explain how this stranger knows his name and seems to know him. But there's nothing. Just the hum of the engine, the patter of rain, and that notebook in her hands, its pages worn like it's been opened 1,000 times. You're feeling it too, aren't you? That pull, that need to know what's connecting these two, what secrets hiding in the shadows of this rainy night. This isn't just a mystery or a love story. It's a journey into the unknown, a tale trending on YouTube for suspense, drama, and hidden truths. Let's keep driving through the city, through Jack and Lily's world, and peel back the layers of this unforgettable encounter that's got you hooked. Jack's hands tighten on the steering wheel, his knuckles white as he steals glances at Lily in the mirror. She's leaning back now, her face half lit by the glow of passing streetlights, and there's something about her, something familiar, but not quite. Maybe it's the way she tilts her head, or the way her fingers trace the edges of that notebook, like she's guarding a piece of her soul. Jack's not the kind of guy to get rattled easily. He's dealt with drunk passengers, angry commuters, even the occasional weirdo who thinks the cab's a confessional. But Lily? She's different. She's calm, too calm, like she's in control of this moment in a way Jack can't grasp. He clears his throat, trying to keep it light, and says, "Lady, I've driven a lot of people in this cab, but I'd remember someone like you." She laughs, a soft, bittersweet sound that makes his chest ache for reasons he can't name. "You'd think so, wouldn't you?" she replies, her voice laced with something regret, maybe, or hope. And then she does something that throws him off even more. She opens that notebook and starts reading, not out loud, but to herself, her lips moving silently like she's reciting a prayer. Jack catches a glimpse of handwriting, dense and messy, and a photo tucked between the pages. A photo of what looks like a younger Jack, standing somewhere he can't place. His stomach drops. Is this some kind of prank? A viral story gone wrong? Or is there something in his past he's buried so deep he can't even touch it? You're wondering the same thing, I bet, leaning in closer, desperate to know what's in that notebook and why it's got Jack's face in it. Let's pull back for a second and talk about Jack's life before this night, because to understand why this moment feels so heavy, you need to know who he is. Jack's a guy who's spent his life on the move, not just in his cab, but in his heart. He grew up in a small town, the kind where everyone knows your business, and he couldn't wait to get out. He landed in the city a decade ago, chasing something, freedom, maybe, or a chance to be someone new. But the city's a grind, and driving a cab's not exactly the dream he had in mind. Still, he's made a life of it, pays his bills, keeps his head down, avoids getting too close to anyone. He's got a sister, Emma, who checks in now and then, but their calls are short, strained, like there's something unsaid between them. Maybe it's the accident years ago, the one Jack doesn't talk about, the one that left scars he doesn't show. You see, Jack's not just a taxi driver. He's a man running from ghosts, even if he doesn't admit it. And now, with Lily in his backseat, those ghosts feel closer than ever. You're starting to feel it, right? That sense of intrigue, that emotional roller coaster that's making this story trend for heartfelt moments and hidden pasts. You're not just watching Jack's story. You're living it, wondering what he's running from and how Lily fits into it. Now, let's shift to Lily, because she's not just a passenger. She's a puzzle with pieces scattered across time. She's in her early 30s, maybe, with a presence that's both magnetic and unsettling. Her clothes are simple but deliberate: a trench coat, a scarf, boots that look like they've walked 1,000 miles. But it's her eyes that get you, like they've seen too much and not enough all at once. She's not from the city. That much is clear. There's a small-town softness to her, but it's hardened by something, maybe loss, maybe betrayal. As she sits in the cab, flipping through that notebook, you can tell she's not just passing through. She's here for a reason, and that reason's got Jack's name written all over it. But here's where it gets interesting. Lily's not the only one with secrets. There's a subplot brewing, one that Jack doesn't know about yet. See, earlier that day, before Lily got in his cab, Jack picked up another passenger, a man in a suit, all business, who left behind a small envelope in the back seat. Jack didn't think much of it at the time, just tucked it under the seat, figuring he'd turn it in later. But now, with Lily's cryptic words and that photo in her notebook, Jack's starting to wonder if that envelope's more than it seems. Could it be connected to her? To him? Is someone else watching this cab ride, pulling strings from the shadows? You're feeling that suspense now, aren't you? That mystery that's got YouTube buzzing with twist-filled stories and urban legends. Let's add another layer, because this story's not just about Jack and Lily. It's about the city itself, a character in its own right. The streets they're driving through are alive with stories of their own: graffiti-covered walls, diners glowing with late-night conversations, alleyways that whisper secrets. There's a bar on the corner where Jack sometimes grabs a drink after his shift, and the bartender, Maria, knows more about him than he realizes. Maria's got her own perspective on Jack. She's seen him at his lowest, heard him talk about the accident in hushed tones after one too many beers. She's noticed how he avoids talking about his past, how he changes the subject when anyone gets too close. Maria's not in the cab, but her voice is going to matter later, because she's got a piece of this puzzle, a memory of Jack that might just tie into Lily's story. And then there's Emma, Jack's sister, who's been getting strange calls lately, someone asking about Jack, someone who won't leave a name. Emma's worried, but she hasn't told Jack yet, because she knows he'll brush it off. These threads are weaving together, and you can feel the tension building, can't you? It's like you're in the cab with them, the city closing in, the rain blurring the lines between past and present, truth and lies.
As Jack drives, the The silence in the cab grows heavier, broken only by the occasional squeak of the wipers or the low hum of the radio playing some old Springsteen tune. Lily's still reading her notebook, but now she's humming softly, a melody Jack swears he's heard before, maybe in a dream or a memory he can't quite grab. He wants to ask her about the photo, about her words, but something stops him. Maybe fear, maybe the sense that once he opens that door, there's no going back. Instead, he takes a turn down a quiet street, hoping the drive will clear his head. But then Lily speaks again, her voice cutting through the silence like a knife. You ever wonder, Jack, if some moments are meant to find you? Like they've been waiting your whole life to happen? He laughs nervously, trying to keep it casual, but his hands are shaking now. What, like fate or something? He says, glancing at her in the mirror. She doesn't answer, just closes her notebook and looks out the window, her reflection ghostly in the glass. And that's when Jack notices something else, a car behind them, keeping its distance but following too closely for comfort. Is it a coincidence? Or is someone tailing them? You're on the edge of your seat now, right? That heart-pounding drama, that twist you didn't see coming. It's all building to something bigger, something that's gonna make this viral story one you can't stop watching. The rain's coming down in sheets now, turning the city into a shimmering maze of reflections, and Jack's cab feels like a bubble trapped in the storm, carrying him, Lily, and a growing sense of unease that's clawing at his gut. That car behind them, it's still there, a dark sedan with tinted windows, trailing just close enough to make Jack's pulse thrum in his ears. He's trying to focus on Lily, on her cryptic words and that damn notebook, but the rearview mirror keeps pulling his eyes to the headlights following them through the city's veins. Lily's question about fate still hangs in the air, unanswered, and Jack's starting to feel like he's not just driving a cab but riding a wave he can't control. You didn't answer me, Lily says, her voice steady but laced with something sharp, like she's testing him. Do you believe in fate, Jack? He wants to laugh it off, to tell her he's too practical for that kind of thing, but there's something in her tone that stops him. A weight, a knowing, like she's already seen how this night ends. And then, just as he opens his mouth to respond, the radio crackles, cutting through the tension with a news bulletin. A missing person report, a woman in her 30s, last seen in the city, possibly carrying a notebook. Jack's blood runs cold. He glances at Lily, her face unreadable in the dim light, and suddenly the pieces start to click. Her vague destination, the photo, the way she knew his name. Is she the woman they're talking about? Is this mystery unfolding in his cab tied to something bigger? Something that's got the internet buzzing with true crime, suspense, and shocking twists? You're right there with Jack, aren't you? Feeling that heart-pounding drama that's making this story a viral sensation on YouTube? Jack's mind is racing now, trying to piece together the puzzle while keeping one eye on the road and another on that car tailing them. He's no stranger to the city's underbelly. He's driven through its darkest corners, heard stories that would make your skin crawl. But this feels personal, like the past he's been running from is catching up. He thinks about that envelope under the seat, the one left by the man in the suit earlier that day. He hadn't looked inside yet, but now he's itching to, wondering if it holds a clue to Lily's story or something worse. Lily, he says, his voice rougher than he means it to be. How do you know me? And don't give me that cryptic stuff. I need answers. She doesn't look at him, just keeps staring out the window, her fingers tightening around the notebook. You're not ready for the truth, Jack, she says, and there's a sadness in her voice that hits him like a punch. But you will be. Soon. Before he can press her, the sedan behind them speeds up, its headlights flooding the cab with light, and Jack's forced to swerve into a side street, his heart hammering. The sedan follows, relentless, and now Jack's sure, this isn't random. Someone's after them, or maybe just her. You're feeling that edge of your seat tension, right? That unexpected twist that's got this urban legend trending for suspenseful storytelling and jaw-dropping moments. Let's weave in another thread, because this story's not just about the chase, it's about the ghosts that haunt Jack's life. Back at the bar where Jack's a regular, Maria, the bartender, is wiping down the counter, her mind on the conversation she had with Jack last week. He'd been drinking more than usual, talking about the accident again. The one from years ago, the one he blames himself for. Maria didn't push him, but she's noticed how he's been different lately, more distant, like he's carrying a weight he won't share. Tonight though, something else catches her attention. A man in a suit, not unlike the one Jack picked up earlier, comes into the bar, asking questions about Jack. He's polite but cold, his eyes scanning the room like he's looking for something, or someone. Maria's no fool. She's seen enough to know when trouble's brewing. She brushes him off, but not before slipping a note to her cousin, a cop named Danny, who's been keeping an eye on the city's recent string of missing person cases. Danny's been digging into something strange. Cases tied to a mysterious figure, someone leaving cryptic notes and photos at crime scenes. Could Jack's passenger, Lily, be connected? Maria doesn't know, but she's starting to worry, and that note to Danny might just pull her deeper into this mystery that's got YouTube hooked on hidden truths and emotional roller coasters. Meanwhile, Jack's sister, Emma, is at home, staring at her phone, the strange calls from earlier still nagging at her. The voice on the other end was calm, too calm, asking about Jack's routes, his habits, his past. Emma's protective, but she's also scared. Jack's been through enough, and she's not sure how much more he can take. She's thinking about the accident too, the one that changed their family forever. It was a car crash, late at night, on a road not unlike the one Jack's driving now. Jack was behind the wheel, young and reckless, and someone didn't make it out alive. Emma knows he carries that guilt like a shadow, but she's never heard him mention anyone named Lily. Could she be someone from that night, someone tied to the tragedy he's tried to forget? Emma's about to call Jack, to warn him about the strange calls, when her phone buzzes again. An unknown number, but this time, there's a photo attached. It's blurry, but it looks like Jack's cab, taken from a distance, with a figure in the back seat. Emma's heart skips a beat. She's not in the cab, but her story's colliding with Jack's, and you can feel the intrigue building, can't you? That sense that every piece of this puzzle is falling into place, but the picture's still out of reach. Back in the cab, the tension's thick enough to choke on. Jack's taken another turn, trying to lose the sedan, but it's still there, a shadow that won't let go. Lily's quiet now, but her silence feels like a scream, like she's holding back something that could shatter everything. Jack's had enough. He pulls over into an empty parking lot, the rain drumming on the roof like a heartbeat, and turns to face her. "All right, Lily, no more games," he says, his voice shaking with frustration and fear. "Who are you? What's in that notebook? And why's that car following us?" She meets his eyes, and for the first time, there's a crack in her calm, a flicker of something raw, something human. She opens the notebook, pulls out the photo, and slides it across the seat to him. It's definitely him, younger, smiling, standing next to a girl who looks a lot like Lily, but the background's unfamiliar. A lake, maybe, or a park. "This was us, Jack," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "Before everything changed." Jack staring at the photo, his mind a whirlwind, when the sedan pulls up beside them, its door opening slowly. A man steps out, his face hidden in the shadows, and Jack's world tilts. Is this the man from earlier? The one who left the envelope? Or someone else entirely? You're on the edge now, aren't you, caught in this shocking twist, this heart-pounding drama that's making this viral story a must-watch for suspense and unforgettable encounters the rain hasn't let up, hammering the roof of Jack's cab like a relentless heartbeat, and the empty parking lot feels like the edge of the world as the mysterious sedan idles beside them, its door open and a shadowy figure standing just out of reach of the streetlights. Jack's gripping the photo Lily slid across the seat, his younger self staring back at him, arm around a girl who looks so much like Lily it's uncanny, but his mind's a fog, unable to pin down the memory. Her words, "This was us, Jack, before everything changed," echo in his head, colliding with the fear of the man outside and the weight of that envelope still tucked under the seat. Lily's watching him now, her eyes soft but urgent, like she's waiting for him to catch up to a truth she's been carrying for years. The radio's static hums faintly, the missing person report from earlier looping in Jack's mind, and he's starting to wonder if Lily's not just a passenger but the key to unlocking a past he's spent a decade burying. You're right there with him, aren't you? Feeling the heart-pounding suspense as this mystery barrels toward its climax. A viral story that's got YouTube buzzing with shocking revelations and emotional twists. Let's peel back the final layers, tie up the loose ends, and take you to the heart of this unforgettable encounter that's going to leave you stunned. Jack's hand trembles as he holds the photo, his voice barely steady as he demands, "Lily, who are you? And who's that guy out there?" The man from the sedan takes a step closer, his face still hidden, but there's something deliberate in his movements, like he's not here by chance. Lily's gaze flicks to the man, then back to Jack, and she takes a deep breath, like she's steeling herself for what comes next. "Jack, you don't remember because you weren't supposed to," she says, her voice cracking with emotion. "That accident 10 years ago. You weren't the only one who lost someone." The words hit like a freight train, and suddenly, Jack's back in that night, the screech of tires, the shatter of glass, the guilt that's been his shadow ever since. He was 19, driving too fast on a rain-slicked road, his girlfriend, Sarah, in the passenger seat. The crash took her, and Jack's never forgiven himself. But Lily, she's not Sarah. Or is she? Sarah's sister, Lily says, answering the question he hasn't asked. I was there that night, Jack. In the back seat. You didn't know me well, but I knew you. And I've been looking for you ever since. The revelation crashes over him, and you're feeling it too, right? That jaw-dropping twist that ties this love story to a hidden past, making this true crime tale trend for emotional roller coasters and heartfelt moments. The man outside steps into the light, and Jack's breath catches. It's the man in the suit from earlier, the one who left the envelope. But now, his face is clear, and there's a badge on his belt. Lily, we need to talk, the man says, his voice calm but firm. He's a detective, and Jack's mind races to the envelope under the seat. Lily doesn't flinch, just nods, like she's been expecting this. He's not here for you, Jack, she says, her voice steady now. He's here for me. She opens her notebook, revealing pages filled with dates, names, and addresses. Notes tracking missing people, including Sarah. Lily's been investigating, not just Jack, but a string of disappearances she believes are connected to that night. The detective, whose name is revealed as Danny, Maria's cousin, has been working with Lily, following leads on a case that's haunted the city for years. The envelope? It's evidence, a list of names, dropped by someone who didn't want to be found, someone tied to the crash that killed Sarah. Jack's head is spinning, but the pieces are falling into place. Lily's not a missing person. She's a hunter, chasing justice for her sister, and Jack's cab ride has pulled him into the center of her mission. You're gripped by this suspenseful storytelling, aren't you, as the mystery unravels and the stakes climb higher? But the climax isn't just about solving the case. It's about Jack facing his demons. He pulls the envelope from under the seat, hands shaking, and hands it to Danny, who nods like he's been waiting for it. Inside are names, dates, and a photo of the car from that night, one Jack's never seen. It's not just evidence, it's a confession, implicating a man who was never caught, someone who tampered with the car that caused the crash. Lily's been chasing him, and tonight, she's closer than ever. But there's more. Lily turns to Jack, her eyes wet with tears, and says, I didn't come to blame you, Jack. I came to forgive you. Sarah wouldn't want you to carry this forever. The words break something in him, and for the first time in years, Jack feels the weight of his guilt lift, just a little. Danny steps back, radioing for backup, because the man they're after is close. Maybe closer than they think. The sedan wasn't just following them. It was a decoy, meant to scare Lily off the trail. But she's not backing down, and neither is Jack. He's not just a driver anymore. He's part of this, part of her fight. You're feeling that emotional payoff, right? That heart-pounding drama that's got this viral sensation trending for redemption stories and shocking revelations. Now, here's the final twist, the one you didn't see coming. As Danny steps away to make his call, Jack notices something in the notebook, a name that stops him cold. It's Emma's, his sister, listed among the contacts Lily's been tracking. His heart sinks as he realizes Emma's strange calls weren't random. She's been pulled into this, maybe as a witness, maybe as a target. Lily sees his reaction and grabs his hand, her voice urgent. Jack, Emma's safe, but she knows something. Something she hasn't told you. We need to get to her now. The cab roars to life as Jack peels out of the lot, the rain blurring the world outside, but inside, it's clear. This isn't just about Lily's sister anymore, it's about his own. The detective follows, sirens in the distance, and the city feels alive with secrets, closing in around them. Jack's not running from his past anymore. He's racing toward it, toward a truth that could save Emma or destroy them all. You're in awe, aren't you? Caught in this unbelievable twist that ties every thread together, making this urban legend a must-watch for suspense and heartfelt conclusions. As the cab speeds through the city, Jack and Lily share a look, not just of fear, but of understanding. They're bound by more than a ride now. They're bound by loss, by redemption, by the fight for truth. The subplots converge. Maria's note to Danny, Emma's cryptic calls, the envelope secrets, all leading to a confrontation that's coming fast. The story's takeaway hits hard. Sometimes, the people who change your life aren't strangers at all, but echoes of a past you've tried to forget. Jack's not just a taxi driver anymore. He's a man reclaiming his story, and Lily's not just a passenger. She's the spark that lit the way. As they race toward Emma's apartment, the city lights blurring into streaks of hope and fear, You're left with a story that's not just a mystery or a love story, but a reminder that forgiveness, even for yourself, is the hardest road to take, but the only one worth driving. And that final twist about Emma? It's going to linger with you, a shocking revelation that makes this